Nomaindia is Nomaindia Zenzile. I'm 35 years old. I have 6 brothers. We're 7 in total. I am the last born of all of them. My childhood was perfect, I'm going to say, because I grew up with all males around me, overprotective, just being the normal child. I moved out of my parents' house before my disability because I moved out when I was 16. That's when I stayed on my own. I moved out that young because I wanted to have my own freedom and be able to focus on my studies and allow my dad to have his own life. Because it's him and my brothers driving me insane. I don't know, was it because I'm the only female? Nobody was giving me a breathing space. So I needed to do that. I wanted to be a doctor. That's what I wanted to be when I grew up. It just happened that one day, I got out of the car, got in the house, and I sat on the edge of the bed, wanted to take a laptop. When 2 minutes later I wanted to get up, I couldn't move my legs. So I tried like a few times, I couldn't, eventually I fell. Eventually I had to get someone, actually called a friend who came and found me lying on the floor, took me to the hospital. After 3 months, they actually said it was a spinal tumor because I wasn't feeling any pain, except I couldn't move my lower body. I remember it took me time, even when I got to rehab, the first time I had to use a wheelchair, I refused completely. I didn't even want to get out of bed. I didn't want to go to physio. I didn't want to do anything. After rehab, that's when I went home. Home is a different environment because that's where nobody's expecting to have anyone to come up with a disability overnight. There's no expectations of that. Everybody was fasting, which was too much actually. They thought they were actually doing good. At some point, it was kind of literally like a reminder, and the challenges were the house not being accessible to me using the wheelchair. I'm new at it, I also don't know how to do and move around about it. I needed to actually learn and go back and be independent on my own so that I get used to everything, because I had to get used to all the changes, but I wasn't going to get used to all the changes with having everybody fasting and not allowing me to touch everything or do anything on my own.
My relationship with Nomaindia Zenzile is that I'm her firstborn, her first and only born. I don't stay with my mother, but I usually come around holidays just to help around wherever I can. My mother never grows up. My mother is always fresh, extra energy. That's something, yeah. But she's an understandable person for a parent. She understands, supports me. She's a very talkative person. She's a people's people. Like, she talks a lot with people. My mother encouraged me to do a lot, especially in school, because then she dropped out of school and she was pregnant with me in grade 9. So her coming back, going back to university, graduating, as a disabled black woman, that's very difficult to do. So it encourages me that anything is possible. So my mother is my role model, although she's a female, but she's still my role model.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you're just joining, you're listening to Radio 786 100.4 FM with me, Ramiz Qasim, on the journey, Watch Your Buzz, Cape Town. And in studio with me today we have Nomaindia Zenzile, and she is from the disabled people of South Africa, and she has a brilliant story to tell, empowering other people based on your struggle, based on your adversity, right? And how you've turned all of that in the past into triumph today. You know what I mean? Today you are a senior administrator. You are a acting Western Cape manager for persons with disabilities. You're an ambassador right now for people with disabilities, and I applaud you for that. You know what I mean?
Because most of the things I do, it's things that actually previously I would have never thought I would have done. Because currently I'm also busy with motivational speaking. I'm also an activist. I'm very active also in terms of sports. I didn't actually even know. That's one of the ways that I actually used as a coping mechanism when it came to me, which was getting involved into basketball, wheelchair racing, wheelchair tennis, because it worked for me, and that was the perfect thing to do. And it worked because even around the area where I stay in Kailicha, when I came, I had to manage to get a lot of people out of houses, because there was this perception that if you're actually using a wheelchair, you're supposed to be inside a house, or anything, any type of disability, you cannot socialize, which I didn't understand that. Because your life doesn't stop because you have a disability.
Yeah.
That is a very wrong perception.
I agree
of
with you
people
100%.
thinking, because there's this perception that we can't have a social life, you can't have a personal life,
Yeah.
you can't have relationships, we can't have kids. I know, surprisingly, someone even asked me a few weeks ago, was like, do you even have a boyfriend? I was like, seriously, guys? That's the worst question you could ever ask me. What makes you think I wouldn't have a love life?
Yeah.
Why? Because we're having a disability, we're unable to have any other relationships,
Yeah.
rather than just being friends with people.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
She's got that strong personality, that endurance to say to you, listen here, I am a woman. Not I'm a disabled woman. I am a woman. I am a human being. I have feelings. I've got the right. You understand? So I think that is important. She's a very strong person. She's a very loving person. She's got endurance. And yeah, she's got that love in her heart for not only for disabled people, but I would say for people.
Currently, I'm also busy with YALI, which is Young African Leaders Institute from, it's a Southern African program, which comes and sponsored from USAID. It's actually done at UNISA, there's a residence program and there's an online program. We have a couple of online programs. I have done my part on the program, which was the residence program, which I've graduated on it. So I am called an alumni currently. That is my qualifications that I got from that. My message to people with disabilities would be that within your disability, you have an ability. Focus especially on your ability and not focus of what you can't and what you cannot do. Because that will be the only thing that will actually put you on that spot where you like, life goes on eventually. And there's no point in dwelling on something you can't change. It's hard, that's the reality of it, especially if you're not born with it. But take it one day at a time and try move on your life the best and simplest way you can be. Make it comfortable for you. Try move around and try get to know. Do the things you normally do, as much as there will be certain changes on it. But just know, disability is not the end of your life. It's just the beginning, but in a different manner than compared to what you used to.